Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Hopefully everybody's having a great day so far. Glad to see Storm and Proxy in here so far. And everyone else who's watching may not be chatting. Glad to have you here as well. I don't know how long I will be live for this one. This might last 9 hours, or we could split this up into a 2-part stream. So I don't know. We'll see how the activity looks towards about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then we'll depend on how long we'll be live at that time frame. So yeah, let's go ahead and switch on over to our main scene. We'll switch my camera. I just realized that as I was switching. Alright, switch right back and it should be good to go. There you go. May 8th, right? Yep. Okay, we're good to go. So we're covering a moderate risk for severe weather today. You can see we already have that moderate 4 out of 5 out from the Storm Prediction Center. This is actually not driven by tornadoes today. We have a 45 sig wind, which is what's the majority of our moderate risk today, and as well as a 45 sig hail, which is about half of our moderate. So quite a big risk for hail and wind today. The tornado threat isn't 15 sig. It is a quite decent sized 10 sig tornado probability today, but long tracked, strong to potentially even intense tornadoes are going to be a possibility today and into the overnight hours as well. This is going to be more of a long duration event as opposed to a short term, hour or two worth of an event. We do have one tornado warning that's also one for 2.75 inch hail out here south of the St. Louis area. I know Lucy lives out here, so I hope she's taking shelter, because that is an active tornado warning. I don't believe that doesn't look like it's anything too over the top or anything ridiculously impressive. It was impressive a while ago, but it's no longer impressive. Hello V and hello Brian, glad to see you here as well. Let's see, what can Freesboro, Tennessee expect to have some family there? So that's going to be a late, probably a late start to that area. We have isolated supercells that might pose a risk here towards 4 o'clock, but the main line isn't going to push through until probably about 3 a.m. That area is looking at significant damaging winds near 90-mile-an-hour winds, as well as large hail around the realms of 1 to 2 inch in diameter, depending on how discrete storms are. So if you get a discrete storm, you're going to get bigger hail, as well as the potential for a couple tornadoes and possibly even a strong one. So I know our mod Legacy lives there as well. That area is in almost the highest probability for today. So the highest probability area is just off to the northwest of Nashville, because this is where you have not only a 45 sig hail, not only a 45 sig wind, but also a 10 sig tour. So that's where you have the highest probabilities. So Nashville is in the extreme high probabilities for wind, and also a bit of the tornado side, but really wind. So wind is your main issue out there. It's really wind. 90-mile-an-hour winds with an embedded tornado. And if we manage to see a discrete storm, see this. So if we manage to see like a discrete storm track up towards that area, then that's when the hail threat and the tornado threat will get larger. So multiple rounds of thunderstorms today. Multiple rounds. You're looking at some areas may even see upwards of 4 rounds of severe weather. So definitely up there on the amount of rounds we could see today. I'm still, for some odd reason, inside the slight risk for severe weather. That's probably for the severe weather tonight, I imagine. There's a considerable storm well off to my southwest. If that was more to the northeast, I would chase it, but it's so far to the southwest. I really don't want to be. I don't think I'll be chasing that. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on these storms here firing along the warm front. Those could pose an isolated strong tornado potential. Up here, I don't see much anymore with them, to be honest, which is good news, which is why I'm considering splitting this up into a 2-part stream. This kind of being a briefing, and then starting out later today being a coverage live stream. But we'll just see. That call will be made at about 3 p.m. whether or not I just do coverage now. Because there's a chance that I just stay live for 12 hours, near 12 hours right now. The severe weather is going to continue well into the overnight hours, so we'll most likely be pushing an 11-hour stream unless I split it into 2 parts, which is a possibility. So let's see here. It's completely removed from the tornado risk. Thank goodness. Wow, I'm not surprised by that, but that's great news. Yeah, you're not even at a risk. Weren't you at like a 10? Isn't this risk like completely different? Like, I'm pretty sure this whole risk area is just completely changed. I swear we had like a 10 sig tour all the way up to like central Illinois and Indiana. That was pushed considerably further south. Let's see. Proxy, you're going to be very late tonight for severe weather. So the first round ended up not impacting you. That is moved well off to the south of both of us, which is great news. So our main threat is probably going to be both of us. You'll probably be beginning your main threat at about 1 a.m., whereas mine will be closer to 5 a.m. So 1 a.m. will be your main severe threat. Damaging winds of about 60 miles per hour will be the main concern. So you're not looking at that big of a severe threat, but definitely one to keep an eye on. I recommend having a weather radio on overnight. I don't know if I'll be live at 1 a.m. It depends, because I'm unsure if we're splitting this into 2 parts or not. I don't know if we're splitting it into 2 parts. Like I said, we'll make that call later. We did end up seeing 2 significant tornadoes last night when I signed off. We ended up having a decently strong tornado west of Pittsburgh. I looked at the velocity signatures and recent CC scans on that. I don't think it was that big of a tornado. I think it was a brief touchdown for a strong tornado. And then we actually had one, was at Hot Springs. I think we had one in Hot Springs, near maybe south of Hot Springs, Arkansas, last night, about 1 a.m. And that one was pretty significant. That one looked very strong. So hopefully everybody's okay there. So it seems like the one in Arkansas was the strongest storm that I missed. And we did miss a few tornado warnings from this one storm earlier today, as well as there was a tornado warning out here in Tennessee. And I think that one in Tennessee might have dropped a brief tornado, but I haven't heard any confirmations off of the National Weather Service or any reports or anything like that. Let's see here. Okay, that's just hail and wind there. Joplin, Missouri, you're inside a tornado watch right now. The main storms are overhead. You've got storms off to your west right now. Those will move right over you, and you should experience 1 round. I don't believe we're expecting multiple rounds out in your neck of the woods. We should see 1 round for you. But there could be more storms that fire. What's the storm motion here? Just be hyper weather aware. All hazards are on the table. All hazards are on the table. I don't know too much about how many rounds, but it's definitely going to be over like the next 3-4 hours here for Joplin, Missouri. So yeah, we've got a moderate risk for severe weather, level 4 out of 5 for severe weather here. You can see that in the red. That's a level 4 out of 5. We also have an enhanced risk that spreads all the way down towards near Dallas for today. And that goes all the way back east towards Georgia in South Carolina. I didn't even realize the northern deep south was added into that enhanced risk. You definitely want to watch out for about 1 a.m. tonight. Wait a second. Where are you located? Cease, where are you located? I don't know exactly where you are. Let me quickly do something. I'm going to text my parents really quick. Just let them know. Because my family out here in Alabama is on like the edge of that general thunderstorm risk. Just to let them know. Let's see here. What is the categorical risk down here? Does that include tornadoes or no? Okay, 5% tor to the north, 36 wind. So wind's the main threat out there in Alabama. You're Hackleburg, Alabama. Hold on, I gotta quickly grab something. Whilst I look up the zip code. Or not zip code, but the town. There we go. So you are out here in the enhanced risk. You definitely want to be hyper weather aware. Main risk by far damaging winds. So tonight at like literally like 4 a.m. You're looking at like 4 a.m. for storms to hit you. A brief weak tornado can't be ruled out, but the main risk by a milestone is damaging winds. By far. There's a lot of different modes that we could see today. We could see clustered, we could see semi-discrete, we could see a complete linear line. There's a lot of uncertainties on exactly how today's going to play out, but whatever does occur is going to have the risk for winds, hail, and tornadoes. Let's see here. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this. I'm watching Connor's feed. Connor's been on this tornado warning for Lord knows how long. Like 2.5 hours he's been on this tornado warning. He's been a long track supercell, but I don't believe it's dropped a tornado at all in its lifetime. But it's been very impressive. I didn't even realize you guys can now see Connor. I didn't even realize I had him up there. I just put him on my other monitor, but I didn't even realize y'all saw that. I'm glad I didn't put anything else up there. Because I have other chasers who I could have easily just floop right over there. Girl Dev! Girl Dev, I'm glad to see you in here. You were in a tornado warning yesterday. Did you seek shelter? I really hope you did. I mean, I wish you tuned in because I could have given you a 2-hour heads up. We were watching that storm well in advance. You're perfectly fine from today's storms. Light to heavy rainfall about 10 o'clock tonight. Really light to heavy rainfall throughout most of the day, but the main storms are going to stay very far off to your south. Do I need to stay up till 4 a.m. watching my area? It's going to not be fun. I was in the hospital. Storms were making me sick. Well, wow. I hope you feel better now that the storms have passed. Hopefully you're better. What's up, Parliament? Glad to see you in here. You are in the slight risk out there. Oh yeah, most of the chat was thinking of you. A lot of people in the chat were concerned because we all knew exactly where you were located, and we saw that tornado warning. But it doesn't look nearly as big today as yesterday. Yesterday was quite a big day for your area, actually. Probably one of the biggest threats you've seen this year. Let's see here. So we're watching these storms back here towards Joplin to see if they can intensify. I haven't looked at satellite at all, so y'all gonna be on a journey on the monitor above my face cam there as we go look at satellite imagery. Oh wow, it's hot garbage. That's a lot of clouds. That is a lot of clouds. Wow. Is there even any instability out here with that much clouds? I mean, I know there's some, but that's got to be leaving like a capping or something in place. Okay, apparently there's no capping in place out here. I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know how much I believe that. Because of all the cloud cover there. We'll keep an eye on it, for sure. Ready to sig tornado parameters. Let's see here. Do you mean why or what? So if you mean like what significant tornado parameters are, it's a combination of a couple of things. There's different parameters. Some websites use a combination of others. Bottom line, the basic is like the lower level jet with the wind shear combined with like the instability. There's different combinations for it. Let's see. I'm trying to see if the National Weather Service says what products are in it. Basically, it's just a lot of things combined into one product. Basically, disappear in South Central Kentucky. So you must be talking about this area here, right? Let me go to Sig Torprams here. We'll do this one. So you're probably talking about here. So that's a cool pool. The main reason for that is because storms moved through that area. So look at that. That is a big cool pool. So like say for instance, 4 hours ago, see how it looks kind of normal out there. And then 2 hours ago, storms started to move through. And now you have storms that are all the way out here. So basically, they've used up all the instability and all the ingredients out here. So that's why storms moved through that area and are leaving a very stable environment. So that's what we call a cool pool or a cold pool. I've heard it called multiple things. I wonder if that storm's gonna run out of. So the warm front is positioned. Let me look at the satellite imagery. So the warm front should be positioned generally somewhere out here. We should have a cold front that goes back somewhere out in that general area. I don't know. Let me look how big our warm front is, because that's kind of very important today. What the heck did I just type? I meant to put WPC. Not V. I keep doing V. C and V are so close. So... Alright. Yeah, so you've got your warm front that goes up here, generally. This isn't exact, but generally your warm front goes up here. Cold front extends back out. Ooh, your warm front goes a little bit more north than that. Cold front like this. And then your low pressure is back here, I believe. So, generally. Uh-oh. I think Connor dropped his phone. He did. He did. I heard him drop it. Nashville is in quite the risk. Let's see here. So Nashville's inside the main risk for severe weather. Sorry, I was I was looking at mesoanalysis. But anyways, yeah, Nashville, you're in one of the main risks today. The only risk that isn't ridiculous is hail. So you could see winds as high as 90 miles per hour, as well as a couple strong tornadoes, and even the potential for 3-inch hail. Further to your west, towards like Clarksville and out here, we're most likely going to see near 4-inch hail in some instances. So the risk is uptrended quite a lot for Nashville. We've gotten close to the point where the SPC is confident, and this big line pushing through here towards, guess what, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is your main risk, but we're also expecting multiple rounds. So a lot of storms are going to fire up here towards 4 p.m. Those could pack all hazards. Then more storms towards 7 p.m. with all hazards. And more storms towards 11 p.m. with all hazards. And then the main line towards 3 a.m. So it's just a matter of if you get under the wrong storm. You could go throughout all of today with barely much of a fuss for severe weather until 3 a.m. And then other places might experience 4 or 5 different storms. Wait, there's another big day. I get very busy in late May. Like after May 23rd, I have a lot of stuff planned. We always have a lot of stuff in late May. Let me see this. Thanks for subscribing, much appreciated. I want to see this next quote big event. Wow. Alright, now do the ensembles agree with that? Because that's what matters. What matters is if the ensembles agree. Oh, come on! I thought we were going to get a break! Yep. We should still get a middle May break, but severe weather's probably going to return on May 16th. Right around that time frame. Oh, come on. Stubborn ad. That's definitely not set in stone. I don't know for sure, Marcus. Take it with a grain of salt. It's at the end of the ensembles, so we definitely want to take it as if, you know, it's probably not going to happen, but that's still enough of a signal for me to say, oh, you've got to be kidding me. This better not happen. So this would be about May, around the time frame of May 19th, between the 16th and the 20th, pretty much. The timing's going to change, and it's probably going to be out in the plains. I don't know how many models show that at all. It doesn't look like a very significant setup at all, like, period, whatsoever. So it's not something that I'm, like, watching on the model runs right now. What? 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 It's what? This is funny. What? What did they just add for tomorrow? Why is that? Oh my goodness. Wow, tomorrow night looks crazy. At like 3 a.m. Oh, you've got to be joking me. The main event is like the main event's practically Friday. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Wow. There's not even a lot of certainty on that, though. Like, some models just don't have anything firing. Okay. Well, there's an enhanced risk for tomorrow now. I am still inside the 15% wind threat. Barely, but in it. Well, actually, no, I'm a full-blown 2 counties into it. I can tell you this. I'm not going down to Georgia for a 7 a.m. threat. Did you say Huntsville tonight? Today. So Huntsville, your threat is very late. Like we are talking 4 a.m. So very late threat. Damaging winds will by far be the biggest threat by a milestone. We could have isolated events of 80-mile-per-hour winds. Man, oh man. I'm glad tomorrow's threat doesn't have much of a tornado threat, though. It's just a very large 5%. I'm curious on why they even added that. Isolated strong gusts and small hail will be possible in the mid-Atlantic vicinity. I don't know if it's worth a chase tomorrow. Let's see here. I was clear from severe weather today, for sure. Is that a hail report? Yep, that's a hail report of 2.75-inch hail out of this big old storm. Main area that I'm focusing on the utmost is right here. This is where I'm really focused. It seems very messy, though. It seems very messy. So some people are going to see barely anything, and then other people may see 7 rounds of severe storms. Like, literally. Uh-oh.
Tornado warning for northern Todd County in south-central Kentucky, Todd
Kentucky?
County in Kentucky.
That's a warm front for you. I believe that's east of, yeah, Hopkinsville. I recognize that county name. Look at that. I was watching this storm before, but it didn't really seem to be rotating. Interesting that they put a warning on that. I don't really blame him for it because I mean it has a look to it. It has a look to it. There's Connor Croft's feed, by the way. I should get a text and put up his name up there. Because I'll probably have him up most of the day. Connor's thinking about going across this river, but once you go across the river, I mean, I don't know if he should. There's so many different storms to target today. Like there's so many different areas. You could target out here and probably end up with a tornado. You could target out here, probably end up with a tornado. And you could target out here, probably end up with a tornado. You could target out here and end up with massive hail towards DFW. You could target out here late tonight for a damaging wind bag. You could even target out here for damaging winds late tonight. Like, there's just so many different areas. So, like I said, not everybody's going to see severe storms today, but a lot of people may see multiple rounds of severe weather. So some people inside this risk area might not see much of anything, and then other people may see like literally 6 rounds of severe weather. So we'll keep an eye on it for sure. I want to see the, let's see. Let's go back to this. How's Gainsborough, Tennessee looking? So you are out here in northeastern Tennessee. By far biggest threat wind. Pretty sure at least. I'll check. Yep, big old wind threat. Big wind bag. So you're looking at damaging winds near 80, possibly even an isolated 90-mile-an-hour wind gust, and isolated spin-up tornadoes, some of which may be strong. And let's not forget the possibility of 2.5-inch hail, too. So, big threats. All that will be late tonight. And like I said, there's a chance you end up with barely anything, and then there's a chance you see 4, 5, 6 rounds of severe weather. There's a lot of uncertainty on exactly who will see the biggest storm today. But the main line is probably going to form towards 9 p.m. tonight, which is why I'm debating on splitting this up into 2 different live streams. We'll see. Let's see here. Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment, y'all. There we go. So Connor is currently on the tornado warning in just south of St. Louis. Just south of St. Louis. Let me go back to chat here. Hello, Samuel Wilkinson. I think Gainesboro, Tennessee will see bad weather. Yes, I do. I can't tell you how bad, but it could be very, very, very bad. You're in a very high-end risk. Man. Yep. It is a big storm for sure. This is out here south of St. Louis. This is on top of Lucy's town right now. I don't know if Lucy's at school or not, but it is on top of her town. Like the hook echo where there would be a tornado is on top of her town, right here. So I don't know if you're in here, Lucy, but if you are, please get to your safe spot. The good news is Connor's on this, and it doesn't seem like there's a tornado on the ground, but it is definitely imminent. You can see above my face cam. Something is definitely trying to form right there, where I just circled. Something's definitely trying to get going. Iowa won't see severe weather. If you are in Iowa, basically if you're not here, I would circle it, but I forgot we have just the SPC outlook. So, I was in a marginal risk, so you could see isolated strong storms, maybe as high as a low and severe today. Yeah, see some of these storms towards 6 o'clock might have an isolated gust of wind with them, but we're not expecting nearly the coverage of severe storms up there as we are down here. So pretty much if you're not in this area here, you should be perfectly fine. You should be perfectly fine. If you're in the marginal risk up towards like Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, it's just for the risk of isolated gusty winds and a boom of thunder, maybe even some tiny hail. But this is where we're looking at the potential for intense tornadoes, 90, 80, 90 mile-an-hour winds, and 3 to 4 inch hail. Oh, you know what? I never checked. Let me check this. Okay, it looks good. I need to make sure that is clear. Okay. I never checked. I didn't do some pre-stream stuff. All right, let's switch over to Connor's feed here for just a bit. You can see that is really starting to form a big old shelf, I'd say. He's very zoomed in, so I can't really tell exactly what that is. But it looks like the beginning stages of a shelf. So I do think this storm is becoming less and less tornadic, but it still has a really good look to it. There's an ad. Derecho's on table. Derecho is on the table today. It's not expected, but it is on the table. We'll have to see how upscale these storms grow out here towards Missouri. Let me see. Yeah, these storms should rapidly develop here. West of Springfield. And if they don't, then this risk is not going to do a whole lot. That's just a given. We are expecting these to grow upscale. So if they don't, then we're going to be pretty lucky today. Let's see. How do you spell Paducah? Let's see. I know multiple ways to spell that. Okay. It's U-A-H. Okay. Do you see any tornadoes for Ewing, Virginia? Not right now. In the future, no. Maybe a brief week spin up, but I don't think you're in any big risk at all. Yeah. Why am I in the 2%? Why did I get added to the 2%? And where'd my counties go? There we go. Well. I don't know why I'm in the 2%. I just realized that. Let's see here. Let me go to the SPC Outlook here. Hey, 2%'s a percent, right? Let's see here.
Tornado warning for Monroe County in southwestern Illinois, northwestern Randolph County in southwestern Illinois, southeastern Jefferson County in east central Missouri, north central Ste Genevieve County in southeastern Missouri, Monroe and Randolph County in Illinois,
Marcus
Jefferson
is funny, man.
and Ste Genevieve County in Missouri.
Hold on, let me wake up at 5 a.m. to chase a little bit of a windbag. Sounds like a good idea, Marcus. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't think I'll be up at 5 a.m. unless the storm wakes me up. But I guess that means I'm gonna have to keep my weather radio on tonight. Dang it. So that was a new tornado warning, an extension here. That was an extension to the tornado warning out here in Missouri, now going into south central Illinois. I don't see this rotating much. The main reason for keeping this warning is the look. This has a classic supercell look to it. A very classic supercell look to it. Even though there's no rotation, it could still rapidly begin rotating in seconds. Girl Dev, there is no main line for you. There's no main line. We're not expecting anything over there. Let me go check this satellite imagery again. Out here in whatchamacallit thingamabobber. Arkansas and Missouri. So see above my face cam how those storms are really getting going? That's what we were expecting. They should continue to rapidly continue to explode out there in that tri-state area. And we'll see how fast they develop. Gone back over to this tornado warning towards Sharon Grove. Again, there's no rotation with this from what I could tell on radar. It's just a precautionary warning, once again, because it has a look to it that is most likely a supercellular threat. I don't know if I'm going to watch. No, that is extremely far off to the west of me. Very, very far off. Let's see here. So there's this is from my National Weather Service. They're still talking about severe storms late tonight. However, severe weather before dark is not expected. So, yay! Overnight threat. Woo! Oh, come on. Okay, now this tornado warning. Okay, never mind. It's an extension. I was gonna say I don't know where this one's gonna be, but it's just an extension. So that is an extension to our warning out here. Again, not a whole lot of rotation, just a precautionary warning just in case. So make sure you're in your safe spot. We'll have a beep right now.
Tornado warning for northwestern Logan County in south-central Kentucky, Logan County in Kentucky.
Supercells on the edge of watch issuance 2000, almost said 2000. Watch issuance 204 will spread eastward, and additional development is anticipated to the southeast. Through the rest of the afternoon, the environment is recovering in the wake of an early MCS that is now over the southern Appalachians. A mix of all hazards is expected. A watch issuance will be needed soon. That will include Nashville, most likely Murfreesboro, Carthage, Portland, Clarksville, Bowling Green, Kentucky now, Madisonville, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, Jasper, Indiana, Mount Vernon, Illinois. So that is a quite large MCD. This is where we are expecting a new tornado watch to be issued shortly. So we'll see if they end up issuing that. I would expect them to be honest. Near zero, Margie. Unless it's for hail over the DFW. I am shocked they did that large of an enhanced risk with the amount of uncertainty that we have. I was not expecting to see them pull that big of an enhanced. Because there's a lot of models that just straight up don't show storms continuing into, yeah, out of Texas. Like, the main area that we'll see severe weather tomorrow is northeast Texas, and possibly into the deep south, but there's a lot of uncertainty on that, which is why I'm surprised they put the enhanced out there. But we could definitely see a moderate for hail over the DFW. At 4 p.m., I mean, we're looking at 5-inch hail being possible. It looks ridiculous right now. Hopefully that downtrends a lot. But, I mean, it looks ridiculous over the DFW. Not that high of a tornado threat whatsoever, just some kicking hail, man. Some kicking hail over the DFW being possible. And that's for tomorrow, of course. Another report of baseball-sized hail out here. Trooper reports baseball-sized hail in Hillsboro, Missouri. So that's from this storm. Warned for 2.5-inch hail. I'm surprised they didn't continue that for 2.75-inch hail. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Both of these storms are tornado warned, but they do not look impressive whatsoever right now. We're really just going to watch this line grow upscale out here. We could even see a little watch extension into Oklahoma. I don't know if they're going to consider that or not. Some models have that, Oklahoma seeing severe weather, and other models have it moving out of Oklahoma before anything happens. So we'll see. Yeah. We're expecting a lot of development at 3 p.m., dude. Y'all need to be very ready for this. If you are out here in Tennessee, there's a chance that we see a couple strong tornadoes out of this. So if you are anywhere in Tennessee, with the exception of the eastern portion, so anywhere out here, a lot of models are really hinting towards rapid supercell development in an hour. And I'll keep a very close eye on the satellite imagery to see if that actually occurs. And if it does start to occur, we're going to see a big watch shortly. Anybody who lives in Tennessee, have they canceled schools today? If you guys know at all, I know some schools have been canceled, but it's not like a statewide cancellation. Is that 3-inch hail in North Carolina? Is that 3-inch hail in freaking North Carolina? I gotta send that to Lucky. That is crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in North Carolina. Like, ever. I've definitely seen 2-inch hail, and I've seen upwards of possibly 2.5. But I don't recall like 3-inch hail. I know we've seen bigger than that. The state record's probably like 4 or something. What is the biggest hailstone to fall in NC? Yeah, 4.5. Back in 1998. That was the same year as the Stoneville EF3 in North Carolina. So 1998 had some pretty crazy activity. Another ad. Let me listen into what Connor's saying here. I'll mute that for y'all so you don't have to hear him. Now, if he says something interesting, I'll unmute it. I think he's about to do a big hail core intercept because he doesn't want to cross the river, so he's just probably going to try to intercept the southern side of the hail core out here. They did cancel some schools in Tennessee. Greenville and Greene County didn't cancel schools. Let's see. Oh, so that's Nashville. I'm very confident this area didn't cancel school because one of my friends are not texting me, so I assume they're in school. And plus, we also have a mod Legacy out here, and she's not in chat, which she could just straight up not be in chat, but most of the time, Legacy's in chat if she's available. Waverly, Tennessee. So you are in a big risk, for sure. You are probably about to be put inside a tornado watch. But we're expecting the potential for multiple rounds of severe weather out there. The main round with, the potential of 80, 90 mile an hour winds will be very late tonight towards 1, 2 a.m. So we'll keep an eye on that area for sure. Give me just a moment. There you go. So we'll continue to keep an eye on these active tornado warnings here. And we'll see if they end up doing anything. But Connor's about to go into the core of this storm here. This might be producing near 3-inch hail now, up here towards the Sulphur Springs area, just to the south, in southeastern Missouri, because that's DBZ of 72. That's very high. I'm going to open my analysis radar for that. It's in Illinois. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be some big old hail. Let me look at CC. I'm not too impressed with the CC, but definitely there's some big hail falling out here. Big ol' hail. Would not be shocked if that's near near 3-inch there. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that for sure. Northwest Arkansas, you should be... Oh, you're not in a watch, actually. I thought you were going to be inside a watch. But you're actually not in a watch right now. Let me see here. So your main threat is going to be probably in about an hour, I would imagine. Unless storms stay off to your north. So some models show it being in an hour, but the majority say about 8 o'clock. So you might not get much until about 8 o'clock. But there is a lot of uncertainty on that. Main threat by milestone will be all hazards, I believe. I think you're in an enhanced for all hazards out there. Yeah, you're in an enhanced risk for tornadoes, wind, and hail. So all hazards, near 3-inch hail, 70, possibly locally higher, mile an hour wind gust, and even a strong tornado, all possible. Now, there is a chance that you don't see, even any of those hazards. Someone to your south might end up seeing that near 4-inch hail or 3-inch hail, and then you could end up with just rain. But you're in the risk for it, so I would be keeping an eye on it very, very closely. Just in case. Better safe than sorry. So you're in Missouri. You're at a little bit of a lull in activity. It should stay that way for a bit until probably near 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern, by the way. 4 p.m. Eastern. So that will be 3 p.m. Central. Basically, we're watching these storms off to your west that are very slowly going to head out your way. Main threat with those by far will be damaging winds, large hail, and an isolated tornado. Let's see here. So we'll continue to keep an eye on our active warnings here. Connor is inside that storm in southeastern Missouri. It's the one tornado warned out there south of St. Louis. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Then we do have another tornado warning out here north of Russellville, Kentucky. We are starting to see more storms fire out here too. Thank you for subscribing, Winchester. Much appreciated. You are in Midway, Tennessee. Right off the bat, you need to be weather aware. You're in a severe watch for previous thunderstorms that have now moved off to the southeast. So you are good right now. But later on tonight, probably starting as soon as 9 p.m. Eastern, so 8 p.m. Central. I believe you're in Eastern over here, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. Damaging winds, large hail, and even the possibility for a tornado will be possible. And that will probably last throughout most of the night, actually. Because you have a risk for multiple rounds, so you're probably going to see one round around 9. You could see another one about 10, 11, and then possibly even another one towards 4 a.m. So I would definitely be hyper weather aware. There is uncertainties on exactly how many rounds you'll see, so you may end up with 1, or you could end up with 3. That was a big baseball or
big
something.
hail, here we go.
Listen to this.
Oh, that one was big. Oh,
that,
we got big hail. Here we
that
go.
probably put a dent in his car.
Splashing in the. Oh.
This is your baseballs from Connor's feed here. These don't look too big just yet.
Got golf balls.
No, golf balls 1.75 inch hail.
They're falling straight down too. There's nowhere to hide.
This could be a lot of damage if these hailstones get too big. Ooh. Connor's crazy. I'd be hiding. I would definitely be hiding. Oh my goodness. Jeez, Connor. Are you wanting to break a windshield today? Holy.
It actually sounds bigger than it is.
It sounds bigger than it is. It sounds massive. That hail core is breaking up, though, which is good news for Connor's car. So it depends on where you are in Tennessee. Some people are going to experience one round late tonight, and then other people in Tennessee may experience multiple storms. There's a lot of uncertainties on how many storms we'll see today. But regardless, Tennessee, the entire state of Tennessee should see at least one big round of damaging winds and large hail. Possibly even tornadoes, too. We did just get a watch issuance for Nashville.
There we go. Starting a little bit of rain and wind now.
So we just got a 60-40 tornado watch for Nashville. That is a 60% chance of 2 or more tornadoes and a 40% chance one of those 2 tornadoes is strong. That goes all the way up from Mount Vernon, Indiana, through Evansville, Illinois, to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, all the way down to Cookeville, Tennessee. So that's not just yet far off to the southwest.
All right.
What are the wind
And
probs
how was
on
that?
that?
I think the big hail is already
Not
gone
that high.
here.
Wind probs are 60,
Definitely not
20,
as frequent.
so not that crazy.
So it looks like we might be getting a little bit of a secondary supercell formation down here.
Switch back to this one.
See this one right here?
So Connor's looking on the southern one, which is here, which I agree with what he's talking about. I don't see anything too crazy with it just yet, but it's definitely going to attempt to do something in terms of trying to organize into something here. It's already warned for 2-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and a tornado possible, so the National Weather Service already sees that this could possibly be a meso handoff where this starts to die off, and then this storm becomes your main, your new main tornadic storm. Let's see here. We're no longer at any tornado warnings out here in Kentucky. EF4, that random guy. It's been rated in a violent EF4. Oh, there's our first severe of probably the main line. I am skipping this ad. It said you could skip this ad. I'm like, yep, I'll skip it for you. Yeah, this is definitely starting to form into your main line here. It should take a while before it gets to like that 80-mile-per-hour mark. But it's definitely starting up here. And yep, there you go. There you go. Wow, bold letters. Strong tornadoes will be possible. Several supercells are expected to form later this afternoon with large hail and a tornado threat. Strong tornadoes will be possible in bold letters from the SPC. Models are very uncertain on if we'll see convection out here. So that's going to be a big make or break ordeal for today's strong tornado potential. But watch issuance is expected out here, or possible, likely. It says likely, 80%, so it's likely. We did just get a new tornado warning, and I have zero clue where that is. Oh, that's southeast of Paducah.
Tornado warning for South Central Livingston County in western Kentucky, northwestern Marshall County in western Kentucky, southeastern McCracken County in western Kentucky, northeastern Graves County in western Kentucky, Graves, Livingston, Marshall, and McCracken County in Kentucky.
I didn't even make sure if y'all could hear that. Thankfully you could. So that's a new warning that just got issued. So Calvert City, you are now inside a tornado warning. A tornado warning means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. Whilst Connor's traveling, we'll go to our regular overlay here. So we'll just keep an eye on these storms here for sure. These are kind of mini supercells. So they really don't look that impressive. But I mean, we saw multiple strong tornadoes yesterday from mini supercells, so we'll keep an eye on them. And they shouldn't stay mini for too long. They should grow upscale quite rapidly. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty on if we'll see supercells in Oklahoma. If we do, that's going to be a big, strong tornado potential, which is why they mentioned strong tornado threat there. Scattered severe storms with very large hail and a few tornadoes, possibly strong, are expected by late this afternoon from eastern Oklahoma into western Arkansas, into portions of northwestern, or rather northern Texas. Let's see here. Given the thermodynamics and energy, favorable storm mode, and sufficient shear for 0 to 1 kilometer, tornadoes will be a possibility, and a few may be strong. 4-inch hail. 4-inch hail possible. I'm going to up the title in that case, because there you go. 4-inch hail. And since we saw an upgrade to moderate with the wind threat, I'm going to go for 90 on that. As long as it says 90 is possible, because 90 mile an hour winds is not expected today, but it is possible. Now, which means I got to switch back to this and update this. So 3-inch hail is actually expected now, and the minimum wind gusts that we're expecting is 70. And I don't know if we've actually seen that yet, but the windbag portion of this is not even beginning. It ain't even beginning yet. Johnson City, you are clear for right now. You're inside a severe watch, but those storms are off to your south. Kind of surprised you're still inside that watch. But definitely damaging winds, large hail, and a brief spin-up tornado is going to be possible, especially later tonight, towards the time frame of... Bear with me. The main line should roll through about 4 a.m., but there's a possibility you see more severe weather before that, closer to 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me see here. Alrighty. Clarksville, Tennessee is definitely in the risk for tornadoes, yeah. You're in the watch. The main threat should be wind and hail, but you're definitely inside the tornado threat as well. Tennessee will see severe weather anytime between now and 5 a.m. Let's see here. We're gonna go till 3. Well, I don't know how long we'll be live here. We'll see if these supercells start going in Tennessee. Then that will be the judgment call of if we stay live or end for a bit. Let's see. So we'll keep an eye on these storms. There's 2 tornado warnings right now. We're going to get a lot more later on tonight. I can tell you that for sure. So we'll keep an eye on it. I want to see if these supercells are going to start forming. That's my main question. So I'm just like glued to the satellite imagery right now. I'm not seeing much explosions in Oklahoma yet, nor in southwest Tennessee. There's just so much cloud cover, it's probably going to inhibit most of the storm development. Well, that kind of came out of nowhere. We just got a mesoscale discussion for the New England states. So we just got an MCD for an isolated strong thunderstorm possible this afternoon. 20% chance of a watch being issued, so we're not expecting one. And we'll keep a very close eye on that. But not expecting much up there. And we are now at a destructive severe in North Carolina for 2.75 inch hail. That has got to be one of the first destructives I've seen in western North Carolina in a hot minute. I've definitely seen one before. I remember a lot of them, but that's the first one in a little while. And we did just get a severe in northeast Oklahoma. That might prompt them to issue the tornado watch. We'll see. But at any given second, we should see a watch get issued. We should see a tornado watch get issued at any second out here towards Oklahoma, Arkansas, depending on the storm development we see. Let's see here. Go ahead and close this stuff out. All right, let me pull up the meso analysis for y'all. So this is going to be our current environment from 27 minutes ago, so relatively recent. This is one of my favorite things to look at. It is meso analysis, and we'll probably change to this sector. We'll use this one. So here's the current instability. That's not an issue at all. We've got plenty of instability, so we know that that is not an issue whatsoever. The lower level jet, we've got widespread 20 to 30 knots, so that's not an issue really whatsoever. Now that is a bit lower on the lower level jet side of things. It is a bit on the lower side of things, but still very much present. Let's see. 0 to 1 kilometer shear is perfectly fine. So we've got enough wind shear to support a tornado threat. And that's very visible by our supercell composite. We'll look at that out here too. I want to see our supercell composite. Yep, so pretty much anywhere storms form today, they're going to be able to have the risk of dropping a tornado. That's really the ordeal. And then we have plenty of instability in Oklahoma, but you can see this model, which is the HRRR in the background. You can kind of see the reflectivity. Doesn't initiate anything until like, what time is that? So 2 hours from now that's 4 p.m. So that doesn't initiate anything until nearly 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern. So that's crazy. And you can see there's already some towers going up right along here. So that's where I'm watching for more thunderstorm development, but there's not much occurring there. So we'll keep an eye on it, and I'll keep y'all posted. Let's see. Man. So we'll continue to keep an eye on these tornado warnings here. Let me look at them. I mean, they're just not impressive at all right now. They might end up tornado warning this storm to the south of our current one in southeastern Missouri. More of east central, south of St. Louis. I see how it's starting to see that bulge. Starting to see a bulge out here. So this storm's either going to become more of a damaging wind threat, or it's going to try to become tornadic. And depending on whichever one it does, we'll see if we get a tornado warning or not. But it is already possible. And these storms are producing big old hail, too. 2+ inch in diameter. Connor is just diving south right now. There's a lot of storms that are firing up here in northern Tennessee, but I'm keeping an eye out towards like Memphis for storm initiation. Because that's where a better environment will exist if we manage to see any storms fire. Let's see. Ooh. I'm not seeing much in southwest Tennessee. No, 2% is a very low chance. That is extremely low. So MCD we already went through. Already talked about that one. So they did just continue this tornado warning. That's what just got issued, or continued, I should really say, for 14 more minutes out here towards the Calvert City, Kentucky area. And then we also have this storm. This is the most concerning cell right now. This one right here. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. Let's see. Man, I mean, this is the HRRR, and it points towards very much explosive development out there in Tennessee later tonight. Or not even later tonight, but in like 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah, Jonesboro needs to be watching out for sure towards late tonight, towards about 1 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central. Big time wind back. Damaging winds will be the main concern by far. But also, I'm pretty sure you're in a tornado risk as well. Yeah, damaging winds is the main concern, as well as large hail, and a brief tornado is also possible. Our tornado risk is not the highest today. It's not the highest at all, but it's definitely very much present. We're at a level 3 out of 5 for tornadoes, whereas the wind and hail is at a level 4 out of 5, which is much higher. To put that in perspective, we jump big time. With the, let's see here, with the wind threat, a level 3 out of 5 for a wind threat is a 30%, or a 30 sig actually. So a 30 sig is a level 3 out of 5, and a level 4 out of 5 is a 45 sig, so a 15% jump. No promises. There's a chance they break up, but they should be a line by the time they get to you. But we're expecting them to be a line, and we're expecting them to be significant. So if they're not, then it underperformed, and that's a good thing. Let's see here. It's 15 hours ago. Hello, Knight. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. Yeah, I already did. It shows a big line pulling through tonight. Like I said, multiple rounds. One round could be about 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, and then another round late tonight towards 4 a.m. Not a fan of that new HRRR at all. I don't like that. Okay. Man, why do I have 3 model run tabs open? Let me close that one, and I'll keep this one open. Man, this is a big old storm. We will keep an eye on that storm. That is one for 70-mile-an-hour winds and 1 inch hail. That is a big severe that just got issued. Let's see here. Tomorrow, the main event tomorrow is going to kick off in Texas. And some models show storms dying in northwestern Louisiana at about midnight. And other models show a big old damaging line continuing into the remainder of that enhanced risk. Let's see here. Go ahead and close that. So we are up to just 2 tornado warnings. Well,
Tornado warning for southwestern STE
3.
Genevieve County in southeastern
Actually, we're
Missouri,
down to 2 because that just got
southeastern
expired.
Washington County in east central Missouri, western St. Francois County in southeastern Missouri, St. Francois, STE Genevieve, and Washington County in Missouri.
So this one just got canceled as we saw this one get issued towards Farmington. That is developed fast. Hold on. Very fast. Fast is an underestimate right there. That has really gotten going there. It's Connor's feed. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another warning for the middle one here. Some big hail on Connor's feed, but he's just driving. You can't see anything. So this little batch of storms is going to continue to be an issue for quite a while longer. I don't think we're expecting that to die out anytime soon. Yeah, we're expecting that to continue all the way through Kentucky and possibly even into Tennessee late tonight. I've been trying to keep an eye on this storm here in Clarksville, because that one's been looking pretty interesting. Wow. Let's go back up to this storm here. Let's listen to Connor Croft's feed there. So we're probably seeing a developing stages of a tornado out here west of Farmington, Missouri, moving out towards Farmington, Missouri. So make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in that active tornado warning. Still keeping an eye out for any storms that fire around the Tulsa area. Some models show a bunch of storms initiating there, and then other models show absolutely nothing. So it's a 50-50 on if we see storms out there near and east of Tulsa. Just keeping an eye on this one in Park Hill. Watching that closely. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a new severe. A lot of this is just severe warnings right now, which is what we were really expecting. But we're also keeping an eye on this storm in Clarksville. Model runs have that exploding, but then again, models are wrong very frequently, so we'll just watch it, keep an eye on it. Because apparently it's going to explode in an hour, but I don't really trust the HRRR on that. Let's see here. Wow. So we'll continue to keep an eye on all these cells here. We still have 2 tornado warnings. Both are up here in southeast Missouri. One is actually going into Illinois now. So those are the main storms that I'm keeping an eye on. But I'm really just waiting to see if anything fires in Oklahoma and southwest Tennessee. Because that's what I'm more interested in. Those, if they get going, will have a better chance for tornadoes. So we'll see. Next SPC update will be at 4 p.m. That'll be the next Storm Prediction Center update for the Day 1 outlook. I don't think much is going to change there. What do you think about the new Radar Mega update? Are you getting new add-on? No. I'm not getting the new add-on, that's for sure. But other than that, it's pretty good. The high storm relative velocities are going to be very useful. And one of the main things is I love how they separated the hours and minutes now for the watches. And I've already switched over to using this type of lightning detectivity there. Let's see. So we'll continue to watch these storms here and wait to see if they end up doing anything. But it's probably going to be a while, honestly. So I'm really debating on if I end for an hour and then come back, or if I just stay live the whole time. Let's see. Let me see what this is real quick. That is another severe for Oklahoma this time. Yeah, so that's a continuation, I imagine, because I'm pretty sure we already had that for 32 more minutes. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds there. Greenfield, Ohio, rather. I don't believe so. Yeah, no, you should be good. If you do end up with something, it will probably be a bit of rain, and that's about it. Yeah, some light to moderate rainfall about 8 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. But that could stay off to your south, and then you might not end up with much of anything, but nothing severe is expected. Let me see what Connor's saying here. Alright. So we'll keep an eye on these cells here. Alright. Let me see what this is. I'm just trying to figure out if I want to end for a bit or not, y'all. I think I'm going to choose to end for a bit. Just to wait until all this stuff gets going. So I think I might call it really quick here. Let me see. Give me just a second, y'all. All right, I am back. So we'll just see. I mean, that one's gone sub-severe now, so that's good news. We're left with just one tornado warning. Just this one on the southern side. Man. Well, I'll probably stay live for a bit longer, Brandon. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see. Because there's something that I might have to do tonight, and I'm wondering if I could fit it in now. Let's see. These storms in Middle Tennessee and Northern Tennessee, they are the most interesting right now. But they're only little baby storms. They're not something too over the top right now. So we'll wait. But I have a feeling every time an HRRR model renders in, it's just going to push the initiation of those storms back more and more. But we'll see. Because it should be, what, 1827Z right now? Yeah, 1847 is what I meant. There is no main line right now. I mean, the only line that we really have is this one in southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri. That's all it is. Just wanted to see if Connor was on that, and he is. He's going out here probably just north of Perryville. He's probably going to go right about this area. So that's where he's going. He's actually already there, so I don't know if he's going to stop and wait for it, or if he's going to go east, or if he's going to try to pass the river by going more east here. So he could go west towards the tornado warning. He could go east past the river, or he could stay right where he is along that interstate. Yeah, these are going to eventually get going out here in Missouri, but they're probably going to take a while. I mean, HRRR, which is our most accurate model, has them exploding in an hour. But I don't really know. I do not really know. We'll see. Still have this considerable severe west of Charlotte, North Carolina. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna end. All right, I'm gonna end, y'all, and then I'll be back tonight or today. I'll be back in probably just before 5 o'clock, or probably before that. I'll be back very soon. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell. I don't have time to do the outro music, so thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys shortly. I will be back tonight, I can promise you that. So Brandon, just stay hyper weather aware, and